Okay, y'all, let's jump into it. So today's hot topic is Dwight Howard says his estranged wife, Amber Howard, knew she couldn't have children and tricked him into marriage. Now, let's get into this. So, basically, Dwight Howard is filed for divorce. I want to say his ex-wife, Amber, also filed too. They both start filing at the same time. So, basically, Amber had came online. I want to say this was a couple of months ago, and she had exposed the fact of Dwight Howard had drug issues. He also has been dealing with, child protective service regarding his kids, and it was a lot of other deep, dark rooted stuff that he had been going on that she has been basically hiding and trying to protect him from the public. Don't get me wrong, he also dated a young lady named Royce and had a child by her, which is, I want to say, his oldest son. She had already came out years ago and was just exposing the fact of also he had a lot of demons and things that he was doing behind closed doors, and also how he had judges and lawyers and police officer under his payroll. And I think I spoke on it about how sometimes you have regular people or people in position giving these celebrities a pass when it comes down to deep-rooted stuff, like far as abuse and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So now Dwight Howard is coming out and saying that was one of the reasons why he wanted to get a divorce from Amber. She had already basically lied and said that she can have kids. She knew that he wanted to basically keep having kids. So instead of her being upfront with him saying like, hey, I can't carry kids, I can't have any more kids, or I can't even have no kids at all, she basically made him believe that, yeah, if we was to get married, I'll be willing to have your kids. Now that they married, and I want to say they ain't even been married for a good 3-4 years, now it's brought to his attention that she tricked him. He feel like she bamboozled him. Now let's get into this. Now, first of all, the subject, the topic is like, how would you feel if you was to settle down with a person and if they want children, and that's the reason why you guys are marrying, because of course you don't want to have kids without the ring, and then when they do give you the ring and then you cannot produce kids, then how would that make you feel? Would you still stay in that marriage or would you not? Now, I personally feel like, yes, these are things that would definitely it's a part of trust. It would definitely break your spouse's trust. It's definitely not right. And it's definitely something that should be brought to the table in the dating stage, before we even get married. Like, when it comes down to finances, when it comes down to how many kids we would like, when it comes down to different type of things, these are things that need to be definitely set in stone before we walk down that aisle. Because when you walking down that aisle, I know some people might be like, oh, it's just a piece of paper, that don't mean nothing. No, like I said in another video, like when you're dealing with marriage, if anything happened, you're basically saying, this person, if I am in the hospital bed, and and this person has basically authority over if I stay, like far as if I leave or if I pass away, it's in this person's hand. I'm trusting this person to make the right decision, because that's just how much I love and care about them. So with that is a serious matter. Now, Dwight Howard is saying that, hey, she lied. She told me she can, have kids and stuff like that. Now, when we get married, she can't have no kids. I'm going to call BS. Just because, if anybody know this particular lady, Amber, first of all, she was a YouTuber. She also had a public relationship with her ex, that they was a YouTube couple. And she was also on Love and Hip Hop. Now, all of this was exposed. She had already exposed this. She had been came out and said this to the public, because like I said, for instance, she's a content creator. So I just do not see Dwight Howard not knowing about this. I feel like he's trying to use it to kind of like have a reason to get out the marriage, or trying to turn people outlook on her. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the situation, because he know that she has made a lot of allegations that, truth be told, that might come to the forefront that might be true. So he is trying to, I feel like, paint a picture of her looking like, you know, a manipulator and a liar. I do not believe that he did not know that she cannot produce kids. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't believe that. Crazy thing about it, they did get married like within 6 months to a year even knowing each other. I think it was a quick marriage. But like I said before, it's a lot of things that this particular lady knew about him, like, you know, with his allegations and him, you know, doing different type of stuff behind doors and stuff like that. She still accepted him. So I don't see him I don't see her not letting him know, like, hey, I'm just going to be honest with you. I cannot produce kids. I can't have kids because I have a condition or whatever, or it's not safe for me to carry a child. So do I feel like, yes, if you're in a relationship and this is something totally new and you was bamboozled, I definitely feel like that is grounds for a divorce. Do you guys? Because I'm just saying, like, if I sit up here and if I get with a man and if I get married to a man and I'm thinking that you're this person, or I'm thinking that, okay, we're going to be able to have a family, and then when I get with you, you sit up here and say, oh, just let me know, I had a vasectomy before I met you. It's going on 3 or 4 years. But you knowingly married me knowing that I wanted to have kids and I wanted to, you know, have kids with you. Yeah, now I want to be with you. Because it's like, what else are you lying about? I understand people like, well, sometimes people just want to, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, they love you so much, they don't want to tell you stuff. No, when it comes down to your health, when it comes down to different things a part of your life, whether it's traumatic or not, that is definitely something that you need to tell your mate. Because in the vows, you're supposed to love that person through sickness or health, good and bad. So if I sit up here and you so in love with me and you care about me, and you sit up here and I tell you that I cannot produce kids and I know that you want to have a family, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really do care about me and my feelings, then it's a thing called compromising. That's something that you might be like, well, hey, at the end of the day, I'm satisfied with you. It is things called adoptions and stuff like that. And I know people like, well, you know, it's a long process. It is what it is. It could be, but let's just keep it real. They have the money. We're talking about people, rich people. That like when she pulled out that big old bag of cocaine, and you know what I'm saying, you would have thought he was in the cartel. So it's like, you got the money. Like, I just feel like they had the money to, even if they had a surrogate, even if they had, you know, adoption, he already had 3 or 4 kids that he got custody of, that I feel like that he low-key bamboozled the mothers, and, you know, his ways and tactics to get to his other custody of his other kids was something. But for him to sit up here and say that this particular lady lied, his wife lied about being able to carry kids, I am not going for that. I don't feel like that this is that situation. But I do feel like that if you're in a marriage and something like that comes out later on or whatever, yes, I need to reconsider, because it's kind of like, why would you do that? It depends on it, because some people didn't stay for way worse. So what do you guys think? Would you stay in a marriage if you found out that that your mate lied about, you know, basically can produce kids, men or women? How would you guys feel about this situation? Like, would you still make it work, or would you feel like that's ground for a divorce? Get back with your girl.